Okay, folks, do hope you're all well. Right, serious one, this one, so I need the bins off of this. I'm going to read it, and I've got a bit of reading to do. Don't want to get it wrong, but it really is a serious one. It's a double barrel one. Yes, you've obviously heard about the young Gadget, the young fella that threw the acid or something similar into the faces to the bodies of an adult and a couple of children a couple of days ago. The authorities are still on his tail now. They might even have him by now. I don't know. I've not been near the news today. I hope they have. Obviously a dangerous individual. Yes, ABDUL Shokooor Ezedi. ABDUL Shokooor Ezedi came to this country in 2016. He came on the back of a lorry. He shouldn't have come in. We shouldn't have let him in, but we did. 2016, he tries to claim asylum. We say no. 2018, he pleads guilty to sexual assault and exposure. He gets a suspended sentence, but he's put on a sex offenders list. Not long after that, in the same year, he claims asylum again. We say no. After all, he's now a convicted sex offender. He should have been deported back then, if not 2 years previous, but he should have definitely gone back then. 2018 that was. 2020, he applies for the third time for asylum. This time it's granted. Do you know why? Because he tells him he's turned to Christianity. Oh, well, that opened all the doors for him. Oh, well, if you've turned to Christianity, we can't turn you away, can we? It wouldn't be a Christian thing to do. So, he's got residence in this country. He waits 3 or 4 years till he gets his feet under the table, gets upset by a young lady and probably her children and whatever else, thinks, no, I'm going to maim them once and for all. He's probably been reading the good book, and the good book probably says if you throw corrosive substances into people's faces, it's going to do a lot more damage than just plain old common garden water. So the good book's probably told him to do it. Yes, so that's what he did. So yeah. So we could have had him out on God knows how many occasions, but because he turned into Christianity, we let him stay. And that's how we've been repaid. One of the killers of young Brianna there, the young lady killer. Yeah, what's she done? Oh, well, 2022, in the school that she's in, she gives somebody sweets, I think, laced with drugs. A younger kiddie than herself. The kiddie ends up in hospital in a really, really bad way. She's okay now. Because of that, she gets transferred from the school she's in to Brianna's school. The people in the last school don't tell the head and everybody else in Brianna's school exactly what she's done because they might not let her in, so nobody knows what's gone on at all. That's 2022. Turns out during lockdown, at about 12 years old, she started watching these dodgy films and whatever else, horror films, and then it's developed from horror films to the dark web and to torture, rape, killings and everything else. In 2022, late 2022, not long after she's joined Brianna's school, she befriends her, becomes a friend of Brianna's. In early 2023, she finds an ally in a guy that she used to be a mate with at the old school, where she tried to poison somebody, and between the two of them, they decide to kill somebody. Unfortunately, Brianna happened to be that person. So, as I say, completely the same as the other fella, really, the asylum seeker. We gave this girl a chance after trying to do a younger child some harm with laced sweets or whatever they may have been. We give her a chance, but we tell nobody we've given her the chance. We don't tell the people where she's gone, what she's done, because they probably wouldn't have took her in. She befriends somebody and she kills them. And you've got to ask, is it right to keep giving people second chances? Based on those two things, I'm not sure. I've had one of my followers on overnight, it was overnight this morning, telling me how he probably thought after 22, 23 years that Brianna's killers maybe, if they had reformed or if they worked hard on them, they could be let out. Well, this is the same fellow that's told me on a couple of occasions that I go on too much. I know I do, I have a lot to say, I do go on too much. He's quite right, can't argue with him. He found out today, not only do I go on too much on here, but when I type, sometimes I go on too much as well. He got a very, very long reply, and I said to him, the crux of it was, well, okay, then if you think they should be given a second chance, all I'll say to you is this. In 22, 23 years' time, if you're still alive, if he is, because he's probably older like me, but I hope he is. I hope if they get let out, I hope he speaks to the parole board and offers them a house within 200 or 300 yards of his sons or daughters and ideally grandchildren. And I hope these killers of Brianna end up within 200 or 300 yards of his grandchildren. Let's see how happy he is then for him to be given a second chance. I bet he's happy with a second chance if they carry on in the northwest here, which is where they're from. He sounds like he's got an Irish name. He might be from Ireland, he might not. Do he want him on his own doorstep? I'm guessing not. But I could be wrong. But no, sometimes with some people, you can't give them second chances because this is how you get repaid. And it's coming on time and time and time again. It's like these These where people involved with the social services because babies are being abused and they leave them with the parents for too long, and in the end abuse ends up being killed, death, when things couldn't be done. You can't sometimes give certain people second chances. You really, really can't. And we're mad for it in this country. I don't know why we keep doing it. But also, we give some people second chances and we cover past indiscretions up, like one school has done to the other. And it's shocking, folks. It really, really is. By the way, I've got another video on the BRIANNA case a bit later. I'm going to eat some humble pie for a change, and I'm going to tell folks where I was wrong, because there's something I was wrong with that I've said over the last 3 or 4 messages. Anyway, that's it.